The lungs are one of the most important organs in your body, but most people only realize they have lungs when they get a lung disease or breathing disorder, when in fact, your lungs should be taken great care of, just like your heart, brain, liver, and all other organs in the body. Every day, we are exposed to varieties of air pollutants that tend to build up in the lungs, and these can cause several problems either immediately or much later in life. And that's why it's important to detox and cleanse your lungs, to get rid of the toxins and buildup. In this video, we will be showing you some simple techniques that will help you to detox your lungs and undo all that buildup you're lugging around in your chest. We will also be showing you how to prevent further buildup after cleansing your lungs, and of course, some fun facts along the way. So stay tuned and don't get distracted. But before we go on, hit that subscribe button if you're new here or not a subscriber yet, and become a part of this amazing family, where we show you several tips to make your health a lot better. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into today's video. Why is cleansing important anyway? The lungs actually have the ability to clean themselves and get rid of foreign stuff like dust and irritants through several techniques like coughing and sneezing. They also have protective systems that help you to keep out foreign pathogens like viruses and bacteria. But sometimes the kind of stuff we come across and inhale is just a little too much for your lungs. And that's why you need this cleansing. Your lungs are not just software that can get upgraded to fit the current situations, you know. Did you know that respiratory diseases are one of the leading causes of death and disability in the world? Over 65 million people are living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, with over 3 million deaths each year, which makes it the third leading cause of death in the world. And yes, that includes children and young adults. You don't have to be old and frail for your lungs to fail, but we can help prevent this from happening by cleansing the lungs regularly, following these simple techniques. How to perform respiratory cleansing. Stop smoking. We all know a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, and this right here is your first step to detoxing your lungs. Aside from the numerous health hazards smoking pose to the other organs and parts of the body, smoking is especially dangerous to your lungs. Did you know that smoking kills more people than HIV, drug and alcohol abuse, shootings, and motor accidents combined? Did you also know cigarette smoke is the cause of 90% of lung cancer cases? And that number of people who have died from cigarette smoking is 10 times the number that died in all was fought by the United States. In other words, smoking literally transforms you into a death waiting to happen. Smoking causes some really significant changes to your general lung health. Some may be immediate, others may come much later, and most of them are permanent. Let us look at some of these changes. Smoke irritates the wall of the lungs, causing an increase in the number of mucus-producing cells, and making them produce more mucus. Your lungs can't effectively clean out all of that mucus on its own, so the mucus just stays there and clogs your airways, and this is the main reason why smokers cough a lot. The extra mucus is also a breeding ground for all kinds of infections and diseases, making smokers 100 times more prone to respiratory infections. Little wonder why they hate the flu season so much. Smoking also destroys the cell of the lungs, causing scarring, which leads to a shortness of breath, because the lungs can't contain so much air any longer, which will automatically lead to less oxygen intake. Substances like tobacco contain certain compounds that can cause mutations in the cell of the lungs, leading to cancer. We could go on and on about the dangers of smoking and not run out of things to say. So in a nutshell, don't do it, guys. Even though most of the damage done by smoking is not reversible, and not even our cleansing techniques can save you, avoiding it plays a very important role in keeping your lungs healthy and preventing further damage. Yoga. I don't have to start naming all the benefits of yoga. We all know yoga is super beneficial to both our physical and mental states. But when it comes to the lungs, yoga is one of the best things for your lungs, as breathing takes a high priority in yoga. In yoga, breathing is considered the primary energy of life, and breathing exercises are aimed at strengthening this life energy. Practicing yoga is therefore a very efficient way of ensuring that your lungs are in tip-top shape. There are 4 main poses that we recommend. Triangle pose. This pose twists the body in such a way that massages the lungs, enhancing their ability to flush out these toxins and help them function better. Fish pose. This pose enhances oxygen distribution in the body and stimulates deep respiration by stretching the lungs. This pose allows you to breathe deeply, thereby providing relief from respiratory disorders. Sitting half spinal twist. This also helps increase the supply of oxygen to the lungs, and when an organ is well oxygenated, it tends to work even better, allowing it to get rid of toxins as quickly as possible. Alternate nostril breathing. This is probably the most used and most efficient yoga pose for lung cleansing. It's said to alleviate more respiratory problems, and it's especially good for asthmatic patients or people with other respiratory problems. You could also try the reclining bound angle pose, supported bridge pose, big toe pose, and cobra pose to clear out your lungs efficiently too. So why not try out some yoga today and flush out your lungs? You definitely feel better after that. Postural drainage. Postural drainage, also known as chest physical therapy, CPT, or postural drainage and percussion, PDMP, using percussion and gravity to dislodge thick, sticky mucus in the airways so that can be expelled by coughing. The mucus serves as a trap from foreign particles and pathogens, so clearing it down not just decongest your airways, it also rids the lungs of disease-causing organisms. The best thing about PDMP is that it can be done by basically anybody, on anybody. You can even carry out the procedure on yourself. You don't have to be a trained therapist or health professional to perform this simple procedure. Neither do you have to go to the hospital for it. However, you must make sure not to have anything in your mouth, and if there are drugs to be used, they should be used after the procedure to enable the drugs to get down and deep. To perform this procedure, the receiver is to be put in a position that elevates the lungs to allow gravity to push the mucus into the throat. The percussion is done using a cupped finger to soften the impact, and caregiver has to take caution not to clap over the breastbone, lower ribs, spine, and stomach to prevent injury to vital organs. You may also choose to use special equipment like electrical vibrators and percussors or drainage tables to make the experience more fulfilling. Oh, and don't do it on bare skin. A light shirt would do. Controlled coughing. Coughing is the body's natural way of expelling toxins and keeping your lungs free and clear. But the kind of coughing you can't control makes everything worse, as it can close your airways and deprive you of oxygen. It can also trap the mucus in your lungs, which makes everything even worse. Controlled coughing is a technique that induces deep coughs, which clears your lungs, by loosening trapped mucus and expelling them. It's mostly used for patients with chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, COPD, as this disorder causes the lungs to produce excess mucus. So it's important to keep clearing it away, so it does not obstruct the breathing. But coughing all the time can be pretty stressful, hence the invention of this technique. To be able to perform this procedure, sit down on a chair or the edge of the bed, with both feet on the ground and relaxed. Lean forward slightly, fold your arms across your abdomen, and take a deep breath slowly through your nose. Now press your arms against your abdomen, and cough sharply 2 or 3 times. The first cough would dislodge the mucus, while the second and third would expel it. Try not to breathe when you're coughing, and hydrate well for a few hours to this procedure, as thin mucus makes coughing easier. Try out this technique and tell us how you feel. Steam inhalation. This is probably one of the oldest tricks in the book, but still as effective as ever. It involves inhaling water vapor to open up the airways and dislodge mucus, making it easier for the lungs to drain or expel the mucus. The warmth and moisture from the steam improve breathing and provide immediate relief to people with congested airways. As you might have noticed, cold or dry air makes it difficult to breathe, and this can be really bad for people with respiratory illnesses, which is what makes this technique one of the most used. However, the effects don't last long, but still a wonderful way to cleanse your lungs. Hot showers have about the same effects too, as the heat and warmth help dislodge and make the mucus lighter so that it can be expelled easier. Here's another fun fact for you guys. Did you know that humming is a way of cleansing your lungs? Surprisingly, humming is very effective in dislodging phlegm, making it easier to spit out. I definitely didn't see this one coming. Now imagine what good you'll be doing to your lungs when you hum while you're taking a shower. Crazy, right? Lung cleansing foods. Did you really think we were going to end this video without talking about food? The first step to healthy living is watching what you eat and drink, and that's why we hammer on it every time. You can actually cleanse your lungs just by eating or drinking certain things. One of such is green tea, one of the most popular teas in the market today. It comes packed with polyphenols that give green tea an anti-inflammatory properties to help get rid of lung inflammation. Peppermint tea is also very effective, as it can help break up the mucus and soothe inflammation caused by infections. Another well-known home remedy is ginger, which is used for its anti-inflammatory purposes. Studies have also shown that it can kill lung cancer cells and strengthen respiratory immunity. Garlic may not have the best taste or give you amazing breath, but it contains a compound called allicin, a powerful antibiotic agent that fights off infections, improves asthma, and also reduces the risk of lung cancer. Now that you've cleansed your lungs, how do you prevent further buildup? How to protect your lungs. To protect your lungs, you have no business smoking or being near a smoker, as secondary smoke can be just as dangerous. And yes, vaping is just as dangerous, so you might want to stay off that too. Get vaccines against respiratory illnesses, wear a mask if you have to, and try to avoid pollution as much as you can. A diet rich in antioxidants will help prevent inflammation in the respiratory system and enhance lung health. You should also eat foods rich in potassium, as potassium helps the lungs expand and contract very well. Your lungs can even stop functioning if you don't have enough potassium. So yeah, it's that important. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. Let us know how much you enjoyed this video in the comment section, and don't forget to leave a like. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to this channel. See you soon!